Well, there's been a sharp drop in the number of Indian students heading to Canada for higher education.
You know what I mean? If they're gonna kick immigrants out, then they have to go too. How well has it gone in the States? ICE has killed 100 people. I don't want...
Stop blaming migrants, because that's what you should do. Because these dumb mother...
Canada's appeal as a study abroad destination is collapsing and fast. For years, Canada promised young people around the world an open door, a place where hard work and education could be rewarded with opportunity. But today, that door is creaking shut. The numbers are stark. This year, 62% of all study visa applications have been rejected, the highest rejection rate in over a decade. For one group, the blow has been devastating: Indian students. Reports suggest that nearly 8 out of every 10 Indian applications have been denied. Just last year, India accounted for 41% of all international students in Canada. Today, the very country that once welcomed them is turning them away. Why? The reasons are layered: a housing shortage that has left cities like Toronto and Vancouver gasping, mounting questions about whether foreign students can truly fund themselves, a surge of fraud investigations into shady applications, and a government desperately trying to regain control of a system stretched to its limits. This is not just a story about paperwork. It's about shattered dreams, shifting global policies, and the race between countries to attract or repel the world's young talent. For decades, Canada has been one of the world's most attractive destinations for international students. Its promise was simple: a high-quality education, multicultural communities, a safe society, and, most importantly, a pathway to permanent residency. For Indian families in particular, Canada was more than a study destination. It was a launchpad to a better life. Parents sold land, borrowed heavily, or dipped into lifetime savings, believing that the sacrifices would pay off when their children graduated, found jobs, and built futures in Canada. But in 2025, the dream has collided with reality. Fresh data from Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada tells the story. 62% of all study visa applications denied, numbers unseen in over 10 years. For Indian applicants, the situation is even worse. Nearly 80% turned away. Imagine that. For every 10 young men and women in India who dared to apply, only 2 made it through. The reasons are written in red ink across thousands of rejection letters. Proof of funds too weak. Study plans deemed vague. Concerns over whether applicants could genuinely support themselves, and, increasingly, suspicions of fraud. It's not just about errors, it's about perfection. In Canada's new system, even the smallest mistake is enough to sink an application. The crackdown has been relentless. In December, Canada quietly doubled the financial proof requirement to nearly 21,000 Canadian dollars. For many families, that's an impossible wall. Students are now required to provide not just acceptance letters, but detailed study plans, step-by-step outlines of why they are coming, how they will pay, and what they will do after graduating. Language tests have grown stricter. Graduate students must now pass English or French exams at levels that were once reserved for skilled immigrants. And the popular Student Direct Stream, a fast-track program for students from 14 countries, has been scrapped entirely. The effect is visible everywhere. Unapproved college programs no longer qualify for post-study work permits. Once, students could enroll in almost any program and then apply to stay after graduation. Today, the list has shrunk. The cap on study permits is tightening too. 437,000 visas in 2025, nearly 10% fewer than the year before. In 2024, Canada issued fewer than 268,000 study permits, almost 100,000 below its own target. The downward trend is unmistakable. Canada, once wide open, is closing its doors. Behind every number is a human story. A son who convinced his parents to sell farmland for tuition only to be rejected. A daughter who dreamed of walking through the snowy streets of Toronto only to be told she lacked enough savings. Families who borrowed against homes only to see their hopes evaporate in a single letter. For many, the dream of Canada was not just about education, it was about escape. Escape from crowded job markets, escape from low wages, escape into a world where effort might finally pay off. And so, the rejection cuts deeper than words can capture. Why is this happening? One answer echoes across Canadian cities: housing. In Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, international students have been blamed fairly or unfairly for skyrocketing rents. Landlords cram multiple students into single apartments. Neighborhoods buckle under overcrowding. Headlines scream about young people working multiple jobs just to keep a roof over their heads. The Canadian public is restless. Politicians face pressure, and the government responds with the one tool it controls: the visa system. There's another shadow. Over the past few years, Canadian authorities uncovered widespread fraud in student applications, fake admission letters, shady consultants charging desperate families, entire businesses built on exploiting hope. The government's reaction has been blunt. If there's doubt, deny. If there's error, reject. Better to slam the door than risk embarrassment. But in the process, countless genuine students, hardworking, honest, qualified, are being swept away with the guilty. As Canada tightens, another country opens: Germany. Europe's largest economy, facing critical labor shortages, is stepping forward with jobs and study visas like never before. Berlin's message is clear: come study here. Stay if you can fill our shortages. Already, Indians are the largest international group in German universities, with 60,000 students currently enrolled. Many stay on, finding work in IT, engineering, and healthcare. For Germany, this is not just generosity, it's survival. The country needs skilled workers urgently, and Indians are filling that gap. But moving to Germany is not easy. The language barrier is steep. While STEM graduates in fields like IT, data science, and healthcare may find jobs without fluent German, students in fields like management, consulting, or HR face walls, they cannot climb without near-native language skills. Part-time jobs, once advertised as abundant, are often scarce. Many Indian students find themselves working in blue-collar roles just to survive while they search for something closer to their qualifications. One man, with over 10 years of IT experience in India, came to Germany through a student visa, hoping to transition into work. He succeeded, but said the process was grueling, with high language requirements and fewer opportunities than promised. Another, already in his 40s, admitted that finding even part-time work as a student was harder than the media suggested. The dream of Germany, too, comes with a price. This is not just about Canada or Germany. It's about a world in flux. Canada and the US are raising barriers. The UK is reconsidering its own policies. Meanwhile, Germany is opening doors, but only for certain skills, only for certain workers. India, with its vast young population, finds itself at the center of this global tug-of-war. Its students, ambitious and determined, are the currency of a new competition. In 2025, the dream of studying abroad is no longer simple. In Canada, rejection rates shatter records. In Germany, opportunities come with challenges. Everywhere, the rules are tightening, shifting, changing. And yet, for millions of young Indians, the dream remains. Because the choice is not really between Canada or Germany, between rejection or acceptance. The choice is between standing still or moving forward. The world's doors may be closing, but for those who dare, for those who endure the sacrifices, another window is always opening.
The total number of study permits issued to Indians stood at over 99,000 in the first 6 months of 2024. This decline continues in 2025,